Hi there. We are in gate 2 and we're in the 5th line, which is called Intelligent Application. It's Bear's solar return today. Did you know that some years your solar return and the actual date of your birth are the same, and other years they're not? They can be a day apart because it's not always that sort of regular clockwork journey around the wheel. His actual birthday is tomorrow, but his solar return is today. So happy solar return, Bear. The solar return, of course, maybe I should just explain that. If you haven't come across this before, you might not know it. It's when the sun is in the actual line of the gate that you were born in. So Bear is a 5-1, and tomorrow, which would be his actual birthday, the sun is in 2-6. Tomorrow it's in the 6th line. So this can happen. You have your actual birth date, day, and then you have the line, which is your solar return. So this is Bear's solar return. And this is the only gate, no, it's the only line in gate 2 that doesn't have a lifetime learning to it. So the 5th line here is born with the knowledge of intelligent application, with being able to use their higher knowing one way or another, as we'll go through this and see. So the 2-5, intelligent application, which sounds a lot to me like practical solutions, but the 5th line, universalizing our direction. In the exaltation, we have the strategist, reasoned management of resources. That is higher knowing as a gift for strategy. If you're lost and there's a 2-5 around, then everyone is going to project on that 2-5 that they know where to go and they can figure out how to get where everybody wants to be. And they will project on that 2-5 that they should be an example of that direction in life. The second gate, by its very nature, is always going in the right direction. It's the seat of the magnetic monopole, our driver, taking us through our trajectory in life. Anyone who has a second gate, they are always going in the right direction. When you're living out your own nature, these lines, they resonate the way that they should do within you. And we look at them in an entirely different way. We embody them in an entirely different way. And Ra always said that the Ravi Ching and the line companion that goes along with that, they are written for the not self. But when you begin to leave your conditioning behind through that natural process of just being in your experiment and working with it, you can read these and they have an entirely different resonance in the body. It's something I recognize. I'm not saying I'm transcended, please don't get me wrong. I'm not in any way, but there are some that I'm definitely working through that I've had a little bit of conditioning drop away from, because I can look at them and recognize I used to do that. That resonates so strongly, but now it doesn't do that, and it doesn't operate in quite the same way anymore. This is something else that Ra said, is that as we go through this process of deconditioning, we start being able to rewrite our own personal I Ching. We have it's almost like our own biography in a way. Anyway, moving on, we did the exaltation, didn't we? Let me find my way. The detriment. Okay, so the inability to share responsibility or recognize the ability of others. Higher knowing as an exclusively individual and selfish process. So this is typically individual, and it's also quite typically 5th line in many ways. Not really interested in the other's practical solutions or in other people's direction. Why would they be? And it's their nature. They can be quite selfish without any kind of moral judgment on that word. They can be quite selfish about their knowing. They don't necessarily want to empower others to have the same benefits of going in the right direction that they have. And the first gate in the 5th line is called the energy to attract society. So more potential energy here in this non-motorized first gate. In the 3rd line, we had the energy to sustain creative work. And here we have the energy to attract society. Society wants the 5th line here or any 5th line, to represent the hexagram as a whole. That's what they are projecting onto the fifth line. And that doesn't mean that the fifth line does represent the hexagram as a whole. It's just what society would like to see happen. Those pesky others out there would like to see that the first gate is always going to attract society. And of course, it doesn't always. And the fifth line knows that. It knows that you can only attract society at a certain time. All about timing when you're looking at individuality. All about timing. And it's something that you can't know, and it's something that you can't really teach, not in the context that we're using it here. Strategy and authority can be taught, of course, and the example of living that can empower others, and that can show others the way. And it's something that you can come through your own experience as you sit with the transits of the sun and earth here. So the moon, gate 27 until 11:11, when it moves into gate 24. And gate 24 is the return, the gate of rationalization. No, we haven't done that, have we? Sorry. The gate of rationalization. We were there last time. No? Yes, we've just come from gate 24. Sorry, I'm a bit confused. Yes, so we know a little bit about gate 24 because we saw that in our last transit, the gate of rationalization. And Venus is in this gate at the moment as well. And the Ajna gate that rationalizes our inspirations that pulse through from gate 61 above in the head, bringing the energy of the individual thinker, someone who contemplates life. This is a mind that can loop over with the same thoughts again and again for as long as it takes for a rational concept to emerge. And then at 2027, the moon goes into gate 2, which is, of course, today's sun gate. So we have double direction of the self today. Our direction in life is towards beauty and love. I mean, this is a wonderful thing about the G center. It's the gates there are all about our direction in life, and they're all about love. So direction, beauty, and love. And I'd like to say, if I may, which I may, because it's my channel, and I can say what I want to say here pretty much. Watching Bear as he follows his individual direction is an incredible example to me. It's a very beautiful thing to witness. And he has such a great desire to help other people by showing them how to find their direction, by showing them the truth of themselves, and by doing it through the example of him just living it as that individual. Now, he's quite a strongly individual person through his design. He's of 5-1. And he has many practical solutions that he has deeply investigated for himself over the years. And he's a great resource to tap into, should any of you feel so inclined. I know when I need to tap into a resource, I'm really careful what I say here. My double entendre mind has kicked in, so I might just leave this sentence alone. I'm not sure anyway that saying that my husband is a great resource, if you'd like to tap into that, is the most romantic thing I could say about him. There you go. He also makes great tea. So yes, that's my bear. At 5:45, the moon takes us into gate 23, the gate of innovative thinking that can cut through standardized concepts. And this is leading down from that 24, it's sort of part of that same stream. So it's something that when the timing is right and the language used adequately expresses our inner knowing, there can be a real expression of that into the wider circuit coming out through the throat, as long as we're invited to do so. Not everyone is open to recognizing a unique insight, especially if those insights are a little different or a little freaky, which can happen in this gate with this, especially if it's part of the channel. Correct timing and invitations, they can definitely help things be a little bit smoother here, or maybe not. Always got to have the or not. Strategy and authority definitely is something that you would, yes, I don't think I've ever heard anyone say or not after use strategy and authority. Follow your strategy and authority or not. I don't, I don't think we'll go there, will we? Okay. Thank you for watching. Go gently with your lovely selves. I might go and bake a cake for a bear's solar return. And I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.